Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into a topic that is literally dominating conversations everywhere you look right now: how artificial intelligence and modern technology are totally reshaping our world. We've gone through some really fascinating source material to break down exactly what this technological revolution means for all of us. And we're not talking about some distant sci-fi future here. We're talking about right this very second. So let's dive into what this actually means for our everyday reality. You know, when you see an AI writing complex software code in a matter of seconds or generating award-winning art with just a quick text prompt, it is entirely natural to feel, well, a little bit of apprehension. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the relentless headlines about the latest tech breakthroughs, believe me, you are absolutely not alone. It brings up a really heavy, kind of intimidating question. Is technology simply here to replace us? Are human contributions just becoming obsolete? Look, it's a completely valid fear. But looking at AI purely through this lens of replacement, it's actually missing the much bigger and honestly much more exciting picture. All right, let's get into section 1, the rapid AI transformation, a shift in how we function daily. We really have to recognize that artificial intelligence is no longer this abstract concept cooked up in some super secret research lab. It is an active, everyday force altering our reality. The source material points to 4 core areas experiencing incredibly rapid change. First, it's how we live, the very rhythms and logistics of our day-to-day existence. Second, how we learn. We're shifting from those generic one-size-fits-all lectures to highly personalized AI adaptive tutoring. Third is how we work. AI is stepping in to automate those rote, repetitive tasks so we can actually focus on higher-level strategy and deep problem solving. And finally, how we communicate with one another. AI is weaving itself into the absolute fabric of our everyday lives across all these pillars. Moving on to section 2, expansion, not replacement, the great reframe. The absolute biggest misconception we need to tackle right now is the old view. This is that fear-based idea that a machine simply steps in, takes over, and replaces human effort, that AI is really just a cheaper, faster way to do things exactly the way they've always been done. But the new reality presented in our research frames this in a totally different way. AI is actually changing the possibilities available to people. Technology is acting as an engine for new human potential. It is not about replacing your effort. It's about handing you an entirely new set of tools to exponentially expand what you're capable of achieving. Our source material actually sums this up beautifully with a simple thought. It encourages us to understand these changes instead of being afraid of them. Understanding this massive mindset shift is the ultimate key to conquering our anxieties about the future of work and life. Because think about it, fear paralyzes us, but understanding, that empowers us. It empowers us to take action, to adapt, and to proactively carve out our own place in this completely new landscape. Which brings us to section 3, unlocking new opportunities, exploring the new frontiers. Once we drop that fear and adopt this mindset of expansion, an amazing frontier of new possibilities opens right up. AI is basically acting as a massive amplifier across so many different domains. Let's look at education. It's unlocking completely customized ways to learn. This means a student who is really struggling with calculus can get an on-demand tutor tailored to their exact learning style. Then you have business. AI isn't just optimizing supply chains, it is actively creating new enterprise opportunities and sparking entirely new industries. For creativity, it acts like a co-pilot, empowering fresh forms of expression rather than taking over the artist's vision. In entertainment, we're seeing dynamic, interactive experiences being built that we couldn't have even imagined a decade ago. And for our everyday tasks, it's quietly streamlining routines so we can focus our time and energy on the stuff that truly matters. Across the board, technology is just amplifying human ingenuity. Let's jump to section 4, adapting and using responsibly, the human requirement. Okay, let's ground this excitement for just a quick second, because seizing these massive opportunities absolutely depends on our own personal willingness to adapt. The primary challenge our analysis lays out is that we must adapt to new skills and understand how to use AI responsibly. The tech is amazing, but it won't do the work for you. It requires us to step up, learn the ropes, and crucially, commit to using these powerful new tools in a mindful and responsible way. So what is the practical blueprint here? How do you actually empower yourself? It basically boils down to a very straightforward 3-step action plan. Step 1, stay curious. You've got to maintain an open, exploring mind rather than a defensive one. Step 2, learn new skills. Dive into these tools, experiment with them, and constantly update your professional toolkit. And step 3, Use technology wisely. We always need to keep the human element, context, and responsible practices front and center in our work. This simple blueprint is exactly how you take real advantage of this shifting technological landscape. Finally, Section 5, Embracing Our Future, an era of innovation. When we apply that three-step plan we just talked about, we stop seeing the future as this looming threat. To summarize our core takeaways from the explainer today, the future landscape is definitely defined by major change, for sure. But it is also defined by unprecedented innovation in how we build businesses, how we educate ourselves, and how we create art. The future is filled with literally endless new opportunities. By staying curious, learning those new skills, and acting responsibly, you put yourself firmly in the driver's seat. You aren't just along for the ride anymore. You are actively helping steer the wheel. So the future is undeniably an era of immense structural change. But the tools to build, to create, and to learn at superhuman speeds are now sitting right there at your fingertips. The only question left for us to reflect on today is this: how will you use AI to shape your own frontier? Will you let the fear hold you back, or will you embrace the powerful new tools at your disposal to expand your own possibilities? The choice is entirely up to you. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and remember, keep learning.